On Tuesday, President Trump hosted Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey in the Oval Office for a special closed-door meeting. Now, the circumstances of the meeting, kind of interesting. We'll get into that. But first, the meeting was basically supposed to be about what Jack Dorsey could do to maybe help the platform or, use it to spread more awareness of things like efforts to fight the opioid addiction, for example. Stuff like that. However, according to a source familiar with the conversation, Donald Trump had a different conversation in mind. According to that source, quote, a large percentage of the meeting, which included senior White House officials such as Trump's social media director Dan Scavino, was spent addressing the subject of Trump's followers. Wait. So now, he gets Jack Dorsey into a meeting and then complains about not having enough followers. Seriously. The president stated his belief that he had lost some of his 59 million followers in anti-Trump, anti-conservative Twitter purges. Oh, here we go again. This is something that's pervasive on the right. Oh, the liberals, the Jack Dorsey's he's censoring my Twitter. I can point out a lot of really good left-leaning accounts that go after people who are wealthy and powerful that have been deleted. I know one of them was Bourgeois Alien, I believe. And she got banned from Twitter. And so, hashtag Free Beth, right? Anybody who's followed that account, you guys know. She's had some amazing tweets and actually got basically suspended off Twitter for going after somebody who was trophy hunting and calling them like a terrible person. So, no, and there's a lot of left-leaning accounts that have been suspended on Twitter. So, no, they're not going after the right wing, okay? At least not exclusively. But seeing Republicans, right-wingers are like, oh, no, how dare you? You're only coming after conservatives because you're liberal. Come on, man. Come on. All right. Now, again, here we have the President of the United States crying and whining like a baby. Sad. Playing the victims. And, of course, it's because he doesn't know how to do anything else except for whine and cry. Oh, my Twitter account. I should have millions more followers. He's got 59 million followers for now. For Christ's sakes, man. So now what's Dorsey going to do? I love this. He apparently had to explain very gently to the president that, like other Twitter users, his account periodically loses followers when the site deletes fake or bot accounts. So, okay. Now, Twitter has a bot problem, and Twitter has a fake account problem as well. Now, I love the parody accounts, and those unfortunately have been getting shut down and caught up in these purges too. Which, again, is unfortunate because, again, I love those parody accounts, and they're pretty funny. So now, let's see. Hold on for a second. There are a lot of bots, and they have been trying to get rid of a lot of these bots, right? So now, on the subject of Donald Trump's Twitter account, well, now, apparently, his Twitter account was full of bots. Back in 2018, there was a company called SparkToro that ran an analysis on Trump's followers and found that over half of them, 33 million accounts, were labeled suspicious. Now, why is that? Well, let me give you the details here. Basically, what they did is they ran Trump's followers through a machine learning-based tool that would pick up signals that an account might be spam, propaganda, a bot, or inactive. If the account racks up about 7 to 10 signals or more, it was counted as fake. Now, let me give you the criteria, right? Some of the signals that they picked up from a lot of Trump's followers. Inactivity, right? Apparently, 72% of them had been inactive for over 120 days. Another thing that might or might not be a signal, 36% used Twitter's default profile image. 39% used display names that include spam words and patterns. 92% either don't use an URL in their profile or employ a URL with spam patterns. And that one I'm not so sure because not everybody puts a website in their bio. 60% don't use a recognized location. I can understand that, like, people might not want to put their location because of their privacy concerns. So that's fine. 27% have set their language to something other than English. Again, I don't think that's on its own something that's too strange, right? Because people who are foreign accounts can use other languages. So I don't think that's a gigantic red flag there. Nonetheless, there's more. 54% have gone more than a year without sending more than a handful of tweets. 3% send an abnormally large number of tweets per day. So that could mean that's maybe automated. 96% had been placed on very few or zero lists. Now, that one's not surprising to me because I see a lot of people saying no lists. I don't want to end up on somebody's list. I'm not interested. 79% have an unusually small number of followers. Mainly if you're not active, you don't get a lot of followers. And really, what's their criteria on that? 76% follow an unusual number of accounts. And 74% employ spam-correlated keywords in their profile description. So now look, each one of these alone, not a big deal. But if there are a really high number of them, of these things, correlated to one account, then that looks suspicious, and it could mean that they're possibly bot, spam, or propaganda. Okay, so maybe, yeah. So now, again, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're bots, but Twitter has been attempting to weed out and root out botting accounts. And during this private gathering in the West Wing, Dorsey assured Trump that, hey, man, that's all we're trying to do. We want you and everyone else on Twitter to have as many real people followers as they can. Now, in that case, if Dorsey's successful, I'm sure a lot of people would lose a lot of followers, especially people who are famous, because there are scams out there, which basically allow you to buy Twitter followers, which I think is insane. I don't imagine why anybody would want to do that. I guess it's like, oh no, look at me, I'm an influencer. I've got so much influence. Look at my Twitter account. You know who sounds like somebody that they would be willing to buy bots? Donald Trump. Just saying. Now, of course, is Trump buying it? Not at all. Why? Well, because Obama. Yes, it's Obama's fault. Two people close to Trump previously told the Daily Beast that Trump has repeatedly griped to associates about how his predecessor, President Obama, has more Twitter followers than he has, even though by Trump's own assessment, he's better at Twitter than Obama is. Oh, that's funny. Oh, what a sad baby. Obama had more followers than me. Obama. The liberal Twitter must be plotting against me. I hate this. I'm the victim here. I'm a victim. Always with the whining and the crying from conservatives. And Donald Trump is chief baby. And you know what's funny? The tweets that brought this meeting together was him complaining on Twitter about Twitter. Get a load of these tweets. He said the best thing to ever happen to Twitter is Donald Trump. And he's quoting Maria Bartiromo there. So true, but they don't treat me well as a Republican. Very discriminatory. Hard for people to sign on. What? Constantly taking people off lists. Big complaints from many people. Different names, over 100 million. But should be higher than that, or much higher than that, if Twitter wasn't playing their political games. No wonder Congress wants to get involved. And they should. Must be more and fairer. Companies, get out the word. Wow. Hey, there's nothing like being a free market Republican. That's also trying to force companies to allow you to keep bot followers so you can have more than the black guy that you are jealous of. This is the President of the United States, folks. What a complete and utter joke. Hey guys, hopefully you enjoyed that free video. Now I'm going to have to ask you a favor. Between the demonetization and the YouTube algorithm messing around with view counts, etc., we're having a hard time adjusting to the new YouTube reality, which is where you guys come in. See, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/TYTNation, set up to help us rely on you guys, the viewers, instead of big corporate ads. Look, you know the show. You know I'm not in favor of big corporations anyway. So help us transition away from relying on the ad model to pay the bills and sign up to be a patron, patreon.com/TYTNation. That goes a long way to help us keep the lights on. And you guys will know that you're supporting independent progressive media.